everybody, it's Linda. Welcome back to Tips for You. Well, I have a delicious recipe to share with you today. It's a family favorite in our house, and it is zucchini noodles, and I make it with a delicious Italian sauce. Garlic, olive oil, tomato sauce, spices, and mozzarella. I'm going to show you how to make it, and I want to encourage you to make more than one zucchini. Try to cook in quantity. It's much easier for you and you'll have delicious leftovers. This meal tastes fantastic cold. It's excellent to just come right home, grab out of the refrigerator and start eating. It's a great substitute for spaghetti. Zucchini is very nutritious, very low in carbs. So if you're on a low carb diet and you're trying to watch your sugar, your carbs, then this is a great substitute. You won't believe how wonderful zucchini is compared to spaghetti. Like, it really is a great substitute for spaghetti. I didn't believe it at first either. And here's a comparison for you to help you understand the savings in carbs. 1 cup of spaghetti has 41 grams of net carbs compared to 1 cup of zucchini noodles, which has 3 grams of net carbs. That's quite a difference. Now, to do this recipe, you're going to need a spiralizer, a vegetable spiralizer, like this. Okay, I think it's very much worth the money to buy it. It was like $14. You know, you've heard of the Veggetti, right? Well, that's the as seen on TV version of it. Again, it's like $14 or $15. You may think you won't use it enough, and why should I invest in something like this? But it is so simple to do the zucchini with a spiralizer. It's worth every penny. I make something with zucchini, spiralized zucchini, almost every week. I have several recipes. If you're interested, let me know, because I'll do more videos on and share recipes with you. I have a delicious Asian one and an Alfredo one, and I will share that with you too. So just let me know below in the comments. By the way, you can use your spiralizer to spiralize other vegetables like sweet potatoes, radishes, onions, and cabbage. So you can get as creative as you like. There are a lot of other gadgets out there, handheld things. Don't bother. It's difficult, it's annoying. This is fast, quick, and easy. And you know, if it's easy, you're going to use it. Okay? So let me show you the ingredients that you're going to need in order to make this delicious recipe using zucchini noodles. You're going to need several zucchini. I'm going to use 4. Like I said, you can use just 1, or you can use a bunch and make lots of it for your family and have lots of great leftovers. And you're going to need some fresh garlic cloves. Probably about 5 would be a good number if they're larger garlic cloves. I have a bunch of small ones here, so I have about 8 or so. You can never go wrong with garlic. Feel free to add as much fresh garlic as you like. You're also going to need some dried oregano and dried basil. Feel free to use fresh if you have it. And you're going to need some extra virgin olive oil. I also want to recommend that you can use safflower oil as well. I like to use a combination of both. I'll use a little of both. Safflower oil is wonderful for you as well. And I have a video on safflower oil if you'd like to learn more about all the wonderful benefits of adding safflower oil to your diet. You're also going to need some tomato sauce. Feel free to use your own homemade if you have it. And you're going to need some mozzarella, and you're going to be shredding it. So you'll want a shredder. And I always recommend shredding your own mozzarella rather than buying the already shredded packaged kind that's got all kinds of additives in it to keep it separated. Make your own, okay? And you're going to need Parmesan cheese. And you'll also need a nice big pan to saute in with a lid to put on top of it, okay? And of course, you're going to need the spiralizer to make spaghetti out of the zucchini, all right? And I do recommend, like I said, that you get one. It's super easy to use. The first thing I want to tell you to do is wash your zucchini well, and to use a vegetable brush to scrub it. I have a great veggie wash that I use on all my vegetables, and you want to do that because sometimes it's sandy or dirty and you really don't want to bite on that when you're eating stuff. So, just spray your zucchini and rub it well to get it nice and soapy, and then use your brush to brush it clean. And then just rinse it off. And do that with all your zucchini. After you've washed your zucchini, you're going to trim off the top to make it flat like this. And you're going to trim off the bottom to make it flat. And do that with each one of your zucchini. Next, you want to crush your garlic. And I always like to crush my garlic and leave it sit for about 10 minutes to release all of the important allicin compounds that really are so beneficial for your immune system. So you'll just crush that, put that aside, so it's ready to go when you're going to prepare and cook the zucchini noodles. And you want to grate your fresh mozzarella. Okay, I would say you're going to need about, for 4 zucchini that I'm doing, probably about a third of the block, third of the pound. And you're just going to slide it down your grater. You never saw, you just go from top to bottom and you make your shreds like this. Okay? And then you're going to put that aside and it's going to be time to make the zucchini. Okay, now the fun part. We get to do the zucchini and make spaghetti out of it. So what you're going to do is, I like to start at the chubbier end, if you have one, because you'll spiralize that. And try to put this little round disc here in the center as best you can. Get the center. And then you're going to just claw it with the back of this, okay, and stick it in. Now, as you push and turn, the zucchini is going to turn into spaghetti. So let's turn, and look how fast that goes. Now you may have to reposition your zucchini a little bit once in a while if it goes off center. Okay? Do you see that? That's what it looks like. This is your zucchini spaghetti. It's fantastic. So you'll just spiralize all your zucchini, and you can cut the noodles if they're too long for you. I like mine really long though. So I'm going to break it off where it is right here. You get this long little skinny thing. These are great for dipping. And you can eat them raw, or you can just cook them along with your meal, and which is what I generally do. And I'm just going to reposition this because it was a little crooked and I want to keep getting long spirals. When you come to the end, just break it off. You've got just this little disc left. Cook it along with your food and enjoy it. And there's your first zucchini squash made into spaghetti. That's one squash right there. That's quite a bit, as you can see. But I'm going to make a lot more so that everybody can have some. And we have a big bowl. This whole big bowl of zucchini noodles. All right, now let's get cooking. So what you're going to do first is you are going to turn your stove on medium heat. Now you're going to put about a tablespoon of olive oil in to the pan. And if you're not using safflower oil, you can use 2 tablespoons of olive oil. If you're going to also use safflower oil, then just put 1 tablespoon of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of safflower oil. You don't need a lot of oil for this recipe because the zucchini gives off a lot of fluid as it cooks, which will enhance cooking and keep it from burning. Next, you'll want to add your garlic. Okay, add your crushed garlic. That should be ready to go. It's been sitting while you've prepared anything. Keep stirring until it begins to sizzle, and then we're going to add the rest of the spices. So it's starting to sizzle now. And into that sizzling garlic, we are going to add a tablespoon of basil. And we're going to add about half a tablespoon of oregano. Yeah, that's the taste. And stir it around in the oil. And let that saute in. Add a little Parmesan cheese. Once you've got that ready, in goes all of your zucchini noodles. You want to start carefully tossing and coating the noodles so that you get it all throughout the noodles. When you've got that good and tossed and coated with the olive oil spice mixture, now it's time to add your tomato sauce. So you'll add about a half a cup of tomato sauce to your mixture. No more than that, because you want to keep it light. This is not meant to be a tomato sauce dish with vegetables in it. This is used as a flavoring for your zucchini noodles. See, I put these skinny ones in here. When I bite into one of these and they are cooked but still firm, then I know the rest of my meal is done. I kind of use them as a little cooking gauge. I do that because sometimes it's kind of hard to decide if your zucchini noodles are done. They tend to stay firm and then all of a sudden they're too soggy. So I use that as an extra gauge. You'll have to keep turning and turning this and, stirring it to really make sure that your zucchini noodles are well coated. Now be careful you don't overcook it. Once you've coated it and stirred it, it's cooking all along the way. It really takes no more than 4 or 5 minutes to make this meal. You don't want to overcook the zucchini noodles because they'll start to get mushy. You want to keep them al dente. So this looks pretty well coated here, all right, the way I wanted it to look. And so you're going to be doing your final step, which is to sprinkle it with the shredded mozzarella, which we've already prepared, and you're just going to sprinkle it over the meal. All right, coat it nicely, and then you're going to cover it. Set your timer for about 2 minutes and let it cook covered to melt the mozzarella. Okay, it's done. She's all finished. Doesn't that look delicious? You can serve this with sausage or ground beef or shrimp or any kind of food aside for chicken. You can cut meat into it, whatever you want to do. This goes a long way and it's absolutely delicious. So let's taste it. So I'm going to take some out of it. It's boiling hot, so you better be careful. If you don't like your noodles really long like this, then I suggest you cut them before you cook them, because these zucchini noodles can be super long. Alright, so you know. A lot longer than spaghetti. Let's taste it. You can add more tomato sauce if you like, but I find that this is the perfect combination. Okay, time to taste. Oh, it's so hot. Gotta blow it, but I've got to taste it for you. Absolutely delicious. Firm, chewy, just the right amount of seasoning. And I'll tell you, putting that shredded mozzarella on it is like the pièce de résistance. Okay? Hope you enjoy this recipe. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And I hope you'll give this recipe a try. I think you're really going to love it. It's a great way to get more vegetables into your diet and to really have a hearty meal and feel like you're enjoying something if you're substituting for pasta. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe because I have a lot more to come. Something of interest to everyone. And please visit me at my blog spot where I do a lot of writing. And I'm also on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, so we can stay connected there as well. Okay, well, thanks so much for viewing. Bye-bye now.